Morning all. Alright, so preview and news video rolled into one because there's just the two games tonight. They're both early games. One featuring two teams that definitely make the playoffs, and the other featuring two teams that likely definitely don't. So at 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 o'clock Pacific, we've got two games starting. First off, Carolina's in against Toronto. Carolina's 31-9-2 on the season. Toronto, 29-10-3. So both of them very good records. Over their last 10, both teams are 7-2-1. Carolina's won 4 in a row. Toronto's won 5 in a row. Away from home, Carolina's 15-5-1. At home, Toronto is 16-4-1. So this should be an excellent game. On October 25th, Carolina won the first meeting between these teams 4-1. On March 17th, on St. Patrick's Day, these teams will round out their season series against one another. Also at 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 Pacific, the New Jersey Devils in against the Ottawa Senators. I'm wearing Sens because Jack Hughes isn't playing in this one. So, and with the way things have been going for New Jersey lately, I like New Jersey, or I like Ottawa's chances. 15-25-5 is the record for New Jersey. 14-22-4 is the record for Ottawa. Over their last 10, New Jersey is 1-9. They've lost their last 6 in regulation. Away from home, 5-14-2 is the record for the New Jersey Devils. For Ottawa, they're 4-4-2 in their last 10. They did lose their last game in regulation before the break. And at home, they're 7-11-1. So I figured, we're Ottawa. December 6th, Ottawa won this meeting, 3-2. That was a shootout. The final meeting will be April 26th, also in Ottawa. So right near the end of the season, these teams will meet again. So let me know in the comment section below who you believe will win these games. 3 stars of the week this week. Keeping in mind that with the All-Star break, there's less of a sample size. Claude Giroux is the first star of the week. Mitch Marner of the Toronto Maple Leafs, second star of the week. And Mason Marchment from the Panthers, your third star. So for Philadelphia and Claude Giroux, this may very well be the last time he's one of the top 3 players for Philadelphia if he does get traded at the deadline. So might be the last time he gets a chance to be in the 3 stars of the week as a member of the Flyers. Women's hockey tonight. It is Canada versus the USA. This one starts at 11:10 p.m. Eastern, so 8:10 p.m. Pacific time. Late games. I want to say half of the second period between Canada and Russia. I knew exactly where the game was going last night. Canada ends up winning that one. I believe 6-1 was the final score in that one. But when I'm watching and almost all the action is in the Russian end of the ice, I know where it's going. So with Canada against the USA, it should be a good matchup. But yeah, so that's the end of the round robin then for those teams, and then you get into the medal round. So back to the NHL news for a minute here with Drake Batherson hoping to start skating in a few weeks for Ottawa. Ottawa should be getting some players back tonight. Continual updates about who may or may not be back in the lineup. But Gambrell, Connor Brown, Zaitsev, there are others that are either close or should be in the lineup tonight. But Batherson hoping to start skating in a few weeks. He, of course, has a high ankle sprain, so you got to be careful with that. And he's apparently walking all right on his own now, and he feels that he's getting closer. Interesting news as well. The KHL has canceled the rest of their regular season, so they had shut down they had announced it was for a week for COVID outbreaks. Now, of course, they're closed down because a lot of their players are at the Olympics. So they've announced that the rest of the regular season is done. They're just going to start the Gagarin Cup playoffs on March 1st. So that'd be kind of tough for teams that don't make the playoffs, right? Because you're figuring, well, we're paused, we're going to come back, and then they just wipe out the rest of the regular season. So that will start on March 1st, and we'll see how everything goes there in the KHL with that. Interesting news article on the sports betting side of things regarding the All-Star game. So the outdoor events that they showed during the All-Star game were apparently taped on Thursday night and then broadcast on Friday night during the skills competition. And I had wondered about that because I thought, like, just watching this, having been to Vegas, I thought, that's nowhere near where the All-Star... Like, to get to the Bellagio from T-Mobile, this seems really fast. Those guys were just at the All-Star... Like, I didn't realize it was pre-recorded myself. But sports betting sites didn't know that was all going to be pre-recorded either. I just don't know. And it didn't even occur to me at the time of, well, this is clearly pre-recorded because, and I should have figured that out. Because, again, if I was at T-Mobile and you said, can you be at the Bellagio in 20 minutes, I'd say, no, not really, no. So anyways, sports betting sites did not know that they were pre-taped, and so they were accepting bets. And the odds for Zach Werenski and Joe Pavelski, who were winning these events, were pretty high. So you would make a really good amount of money if you already knew. So for people who were there and saw the event live in person, they would have been able to put in a bet and maybe make some money. Sports betting sites got wind of the fact that this was all pre-taped, and so they canceled all those bets. So yeah, they could have been out a lot of money. And so it was pre-taped. The NHL didn't open its mouth about who won, but again, there were people there that saw it, so that would tell you that there could have been somebody who was willing to, hey, so maybe bet on Pavelski. Notice that they still have this up, bet on Werenski. So yeah, it's one of those things that with the NHL working in concert with these sites, again, it's a whole slippery slope thing. You would think the NHL would kind of give them a heads up, but again, that was all pre-taped, and you weren't able to make any money on it if you tried. So for the Stadium Series game, which will be the official, the Stadium Series was supposed to be the official return of the NHL after the Olympics, right? So this will be when officially we get back into the regular schedule after the next few weeks here, which are going to be kind of a broken up, slower schedule. Like tonight, the 2 games. There's plenty of nights where there's 3 or 4 games as well. They've announced that Dierks Bentley and Miranda Lambert are going to perform at the Stadium Series game. Again, not a country music fan. Metal concerts, that's basically where I'm at. Rock as well. The last concert I went to was Ghost. Anyways, just thinking about how long ago that was, and just so sad. But this year we've got tickets for Slipknot in April, and then I've got tickets for both Rammstein shows in LA in September. So do not cancel again. Delay it. I've been waiting 2 years for it. So, while I'm not a big country fan, I do know that Bentley and Lambert are pretty big names in country music. And again, it's Nashville, it's Tennessee, so makes total sense. And so that's going to be the in-between periods show. I'm guessing between the first and second. That's normally when they have those. So probably means an extended break during that game too. So instead of the 18 minutes between periods, it might be a little bit more. And so we'll see how all that goes. I hope that game goes off really well. The Winter Classic had really good ratings this year. A lot of eyeballs on it on the American side of the border and Canadian side of the border. So hopefully the Stadium Series game will have that same level of interest. Speaking of levels of interest, those interested in Jack Eichel and when he's going to return, the good news is he's wearing a regular jersey at practice. He's not skating on one of the 4 lines, so he's not that close. But we're getting closer to either the Vegas Golden Knights have to jettison some guys here to make room for Eichel, or they have to play with less than a full roster. They have not been shy about doing this over the last 2 seasons. If they're over the cap, and this is how that works. If you are over the cap, then you just don't play with your full roster. You have to play with a cap-compliant roster. So there's the possibility that the Vegas Golden Knights, once Eichel's been activated, that they sit Dodonov, that they sit Riley Smith to offset that $10 million. It's again, a dance they've been doing for a while anyways, but it might really make that situation worse, because with Martinez back, with Eichel back, that's a lot of money that you may have to sit. And eventually they're going to have to figure this out, and by eventually I mean pretty soon. So look and see if one of the teams that has a lot of cap space, like Arizona or Ottawa or New Jersey, ends up being a parking spot for one of these contracts for the Vegas Golden Knights. Part of what I'm interested in too is when they do move players, how does that change the chemistry on the ice? Jack Eichel's a great player. He's one of the best centers in the NHL when he's healthy and when he's on. So I totally understand the risk they're taking and why they're taking it. But do they change the team's chemistry with him going in and other guys coming out? And how does that affect things moving forward? That's what I'm going to be interested to see with this team. And then again, how they deal with the whole cap implications. But I'll be here to report on it when that takes place. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.